Okay. Good? Everyone ready?
Yep.
We're back with Cooldown. Keegan, you won. I think you should give us a little breakdown how the race went, what you expected.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was just about what I expected. It was pretty hectic, huh? Pretty much flat out from the start, attacks immediately going. And they continued to go. And, you and I kind of got a little caught out. Luckily, Tobin was in that first move, which worked out all right because he was able to make it over that first climb. And then at least, we caught him there, and he's able to kind of ride in the middle with Tyler to help bring back that move a little bit, and at least maintain the gap. And then, we were able to kind of finish it off on that Skaggs climb, luckily. It was a little touch and go for a bit, but, we made it happen.
It was funny the one moment the first move went and I saw you attack on the flat. And it was the one time I was thinking like, oh, maybe Keegan's a little nervous too, because I am. There's a lot of guys. I think there's 16 guys up the road with Vakoch and Pete Stetina and Voss and Haga.
Yeah, I didn't realize how big that group was. I think they just slowly kind of trickled away. I was a little bit buried in the bunch when a couple of them went and couldn't cover, and you probably were as well, and I think Matt was. So there wasn't not a whole lot you can do, And then once the gap is gone, you're just going to drag the whole field up, and I knew Tobin was there, so I wasn't really quite sure how to play it.
Yeah.
But, it was kind of violent. The whole day, I guess, was pretty violent.
Yeah.
But, yeah, good fun racing the road bike.
Yeah. What was the finish like?
Yeah, the finish was kind of crazy. We came over it was like a 3.5-4 minute gap at the top of Geysers.
Yep.
I was kind of descending on the limit. Hopefully we can bring back a little bit of time there. And then, a good group of us were rolling, a couple guys sitting on, not working, a little frustrating because it's like, what are you guys racing for?
Racing for 25
racing for 25 grand. Let's get 25 grand instead of racing for 10. That's what we're here for. So luckily there was enough of us rolling. And then, there was that last little chalk hill climb, I think it's called.
Yeah.
I put in a good dig there, and I think that's where you and Braden came off, and it was just Matt and I. And Matt and I went pedal to the floor. It was like we were in it to win it, and that was it. We weren't going to settle for third. And we caught the can't recall the kid's name. One in green. We caught him with what was it, 8K out or so, and then just kept jamming. He sat on, of course. Matt was riding as he does on the flats, full hoon mode as he does. So luckily we were able to kind of drag those guys back, and I had one kick left at the finish, and we caught the final guy with maybe 1.5K, 2K.
Wow.
He looked back, and you could tell he was pretty bummed to see the big dog rolling. So, big dog being Matt. Yeah. How about you? What was it out there?
It was a good day. I, having never done the race, felt like I was behind the 8 ball every time. I wanted to keep the race together. I wanted it to be hard. I feel like we had a lot of guys sitting on a lot of the day just with the headwind. Kept looking back and you'd be like, oh, there's definitely 10 guys, and there'd be 50 guys behind us. But probably sent it a little too early on Geysers, got excited. Did 400 watts for 20 minutes. That was exciting. I hadn't done that in a while.
I also thought you said so a little early. It's like, I don't know about this, Alexey, but you do you.
And kind of just came off the wheels. I felt like I had a deja vu moment with Matt where I came off your wheel, or he came off your wheel, then I came off your wheel, and I looked at him and he just bit his teeth down and came across to your wheel, and I never saw you guys again. Then finished 6th, so was what it was. I ran 28 millimeter tires. I think you ran 30 millimeter. How did you decide?
I actually used 32s.
Oh.
I was kind of on the fence between 30 or 32s, and I was like, I pre-rode out there. Last year I used 28s, and I think because it was so cold and I was numb, I didn't realize how rough it was and how kind of nasty it was. And then pre-riding down Geysers the other day with Matt, I was like, ooh, this is kind of nasty. So I opted for the big dogs and was pretty happy. Some of the descents were pretty pinned. I don't know I raced last year, but I still don't know these roads very well relative to a few of the guys. So some of the really tight stuff in the trees I don't love. Not good line of sight. You don't really know what the road surface is like. So nice to have a little extra cushion out there, just for safety.
Do your bike fits change bike to bike? We just went with the gravel bike last week, road bike this week. Does anything change for you? For me, it's the exact same stem, same handlebars, same saddle height, same crank length. Do you change anything other than gearing and wheels, I guess?
Yeah, I was 2x this week, Yeah, look at that. Back on a 2x, I ran the 41.54, 10:36 in the back. Was pretty sweet. Nice to have the 2x on the road bike. You know, it's not dead yet. Yeah, the bike fits the same. I think I have maybe 5 mil more reach and like 5 mil more drop on the road bike. It's very close. Just nice to have a little bit more. The gravel bike's just a hair shorter, just to have a little better handling, but they're pretty much the same. So.
And 54 is nice. I think you might hit a little more. I think I hit 61 miles an hour, so we were ripping down the descent. A couple of questions we had from people. How does your training change race to race? Obviously, this is a big block for all of us. We're doing pretty much 3 race weekends in a row. Do you change your training at all based on what you're going into? So going in unbound, you just do long hours, or do you kind of try to keep everything up, you know, a little bit of VO2, a little intensity, a little tempo, knowing that you need all those things in the race anyway?
You know, for this block, it's a bit tricky. You know, you're racing so much. It's like, and these races are so hard. Like Sea Otter was a really hard race, lots of TSS, just lots of stress on the body. So you're kind of just recovering and trying to get open back up again for the next one. It's really all it is when you're racing this close together and the races are this intense and this long. You know, the going into unbound will change things up a little bit, you know, increase the volume, still work on the VO2 a little bit, tune that up. That race has gotten so aggressive now. Yeah, but trainings, I don't change things a whole lot. Kind of just keep things pretty similar throughout the year. Cause I feel like all these races require kind of similar things. Leadville is kind of the exception, a lot more like threshold work and stuff. But aside from that, everything's just so violent now that you kind of need everything. Yeah.
Last thing on bikes, chain waxing. I went with an endurance chip from Silka. What did you decide?
Oh, I went speed chip because it's a road race and there's no dust. So, I mean, maybe if you had a speed chip, you would have made it over that last climb with us. I don't know, you know, maybe that was the difference. But maybe Silka, send this guy some speed chip. I don't know.
140 miles. Yeah.
Still good.
Tobin, your chain didn't sound so good. I don't know what you got going on over there. I don't know what you did.
They say 6 hours. I need to race for 6 hours.
Trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, last thing that I was thinking of. What does your race morning look like? For me, I feel like hotels are a little different. I'm at a hotel this weekend, but typically rice, some kind of protein. Today was rice and bananas, peanut butter, honey. I think you're a pancake guy. What do you usually go to in the mornings of races like this?
Yeah, pancakes or cream of rice is kind of my go-to for race mornings. This one starts early, but it's not super intense. So, you know, on the pancakes this time, just a bunch of carbs, a bunch of maple syrup. Pretty easy. Yeah.
I think we bring the big hound in now.
I'll just get up, give him my seat. Here, get in here, right? Seat.
This is the winner's idea. Bringing our first guest on. Welcome everybody, Matt Beers.
Hiya. 80 kilo climber.
What was the race like for you? How did you set up the bike? Obviously, it's kind of the same as you leave Sea Otter and we all kind of know where each other's at, but you go to a completely different race and things change quickly.
Yeah, so road racing it's not my first choice, but this one looks pretty rad, and I had a good I think 3 rides on my tarmac, so it was nice, you know. Had to figure it out how it descended during the race, so kept me on my toes, but yeah, just a great overall race, and setup was kind of just very similar to the gravel bike. Obviously gearing's a little bigger, but yeah, ran 30 millimeter tires, so in between both you guys, and felt pretty good.
There's one point in the race where I was like, Keegan, where's Matt? And I went back and you were just sitting on the back doing a little rest. Was that after we probably did too much in Sea Otter and you were kind of trying to save a couple bullets for the end of the race?
Yeah, I saw my average power and I was like, shit, this needs to go down a little bit before we start climbing. It was like 380 or something, and I was like, this is not ideal. This is not a good road racing strategy. So try to get it down, and then yeah, try to save something and not do what I did at Sea Otter.
What's race morning like for you?
Race morning, lots of coffee, pancake, banana, big old pancake, and then that's about it. Not too nothing too fancy. Just kind of fill the glycogen, and hopefully it's enough for 6 hours and 4,000 meters of climbing.
Okay, this is a really hard question that everybody wants to know. What is Matt Beer's threshold?
It's around 470, 480. So
Hey, I was a rookie number.
threshold or FTP.
What?
Threshold.
I think you.
I don't know.
I think you can do 500 for an hour when I try to sit.
No. It's like 530 for 20 minutes, 520. Yeah. But yeah, it was nasty up there. Like, it was never really under 500 for a lot of the time up those climbs. So, you know what? I just turned the screen and just just try and stay with whoever and just not look at it.
You want to jump back in and finish it up? Is that it? Yeah. Anything else you want to say, Matt?
I burnt a lot of kJs, almost 8,000. So I'm hungry.
More than us.
I'm tired, and it's not fair being a big guy.
I'm just gonna sit on his wheel all of Belgian Waffle Ride.
You guys have a bike race today?
Yeah, we were. Well, Keegan, I think we're gonna finish it up. We split ways for the next race. I'm gonna head to Belgian Waffle Ride, California. You're going to do a mountain bike race. Yeah, I guess let's just chat through what both of us are gonna do from now until Unbound.
Yeah, so next weekend I've got Whiskey 50 back on the mountain bike, which will be fun. You know, kind of wish I could do both because I want to race Belgian Waffle Ride, want to race Whiskey, but can only do one. So do that, and then take a little bit of rest, and then buckle up for a big walk for Unbound, and that's kind of it. Do the thing. No racing till Unbound after that. So
Nice. I took a different goal. So I'm gonna do Belgian Waffle Ride, California. Take a couple weeks off, and then I'll go race Rule of 3. Get a little bit of something in the legs without. I feel like there's no stress at all, but I can test all the equipment I want to test. Bentonville tends to be quite rough on equipment.
So I did 5,700 kJs. This guy did like 8,000. What'd you do? Just so it's give some context.
5,500, pretty much because I came off the wheel with 8K, 10K to go.
There we go.
Send us off.
All right, that's it. The second episode of the Cooldown show here at Levi's Gran Fondo. Maybe the next one will be Unbound. Maybe we'll do something remote. I don't know. We'll figure it out. You'll see.
Yeah, last thing I'll say is a lot of you guys had in questions, so please keep doing that because at some point it's going to get a little boring when we just keep talking about bikes. So anything you got, send it our way. Thanks, Avery.
Welcome.
That'll be a good one.
Matt, you killed it. Just a natural.
Yeah, photos together.
Yeah, let's get a photo of all three of us somehow. Matt sitting on Keegan's lap. What?